What is the creepiest thing that society accepts as a cultural norm? People knowing every detail about celebrities' lives? Snap map on Snapchat. Most people don't turn it off and you can just see where a person is and where they live and the last they were on Snapchat. Child beauty pageants are for who, exactly? Who enjoys them, and why? The more you really think about it, the less happy you should be. He/she is bullying you because he/she likes you. Televangelists, these people should not be out in the wild. Controlling, manipulating, molding their audience to give as much as they can as the Lord has spoken to them and they require a new Learjet. All psychological showmen and their target audience laps it all up and defends their every action with gusto. Being charged with being a beast? They were doing God's work but they also needed that new mansion to stop the flood. Give now so you can get in the pearly gates with Q Jumper, TM. How they are allowed to peddle their biblical fan fiction nonsense to the impressionable actually makes them beyond creepy. Child pageants. If the girl is like 16 to 18. Fine, just fine. They're almost young adults. But like 6-year-olds belly dancing on stage with a two-piece. Nah. I guess that's an opinionated answer, but it just creeps me out. Edit, wow, thanks for all the replies. Thoroughly enjoying myself seeing this much discussed toward child pageants. I verify, you will make awesome parents. Also, what the bleep bloop is this Darko movie everyone is referring to? Pretty much any TV show that has secret footage. I saw an rerun of What Not to Wear recently where someone was thinking of not doing it and one of the response was, well, we only stalked you a little. I don't know if it's just that I'm older now but most reality TV really freaks me out. Recording literally everything about their lives for clout. I'm European and I think it might make people uncomfortable how okay I am with nudity. Rich/famous people being pedophiles. Child marriage. Only 34 states have a minimal marriage age in the US. There really needs to be a federal law on this. Shaming people, particularly children, for having certain diseases or needing medical care. Mental health, e.g. depression, springs to mind, but complex disorders like epilepsy, cystic fibrosis, or even endometriosis invite inappropriate public comment. Patients are told they are lazy, liars, or should just die for being disabled. I worked at a health science/hospital center where we had public protesters every time a healthcare issue made the news. It was creepy and felt dangerous, volatile. The race to losing your virginity. It seriously messes with some people's minds. Brush off the idea that men can't get sexually assaulted or abused. Not allowing elderly people to decide when they want to die. Who the hell wants to live with dementia? Obviously the retirement home/healthcare industry makes trillions off this, which is who shaped our beliefs on the subject in the first place without even realizing it. Separation of church and state not actually being separated. Feeding children disgusting amounts of sugar and then blaming them for being fat. Not so much a cultural norm but see it a lot in society, feeling that addicts aren't deserving of life, i.e., they shouldn't be given Narcan when overdosing. I think it's even worse hearing it from a MD/RN/someone in healthcare. After working in an ER as a social worker I would hear it from some of the nurses and it just baffled me that they became a nurse to help only certain people, like others aren't as deserving of life. Not to mention not everyone that overdoses is an addict, sometimes it's a suicide attempt, other times it's a person that is taking them as prescribed but was given too big of a dose, etc. Making kids be affectionate when they don't want to. The whole idea of give them a hug goodbye. Or give grandma a kiss. Screw that. I never made my kid do anything like that. I don't care whose feelings got hurt. It's weird how, when you go to a men's tailor, they go up one side, move it over, they go up the other, move it back, and then they do the back. Pretending that terrible things aren't happening in their community, every night. I don't understand why so many people will let others suffer and die to maintain the illusion that they live in a good neighborhood or stuff like that doesn't happen here instead of taking action to actually have a good community. Grown men making comments on young girls' bodies. This is super common where I'm from, and tbh I think men who do this should be shot or put in the ground. Adult women having sex with or lusting after teenage boys. Circumcision. Hey, here's a perfectly healthy newborn boy, let's lop skin off his most sensitive part. I know some do it for religious reasons, but I hear a woman say she wants him to be like his dad. Makes me wonder, if the dad lost a finger by accident, would she want the kid's finger chopped off so they match? Spouses cheating on each other. It's a horrible thing to do to someone, but people treat it like it's juicy gossip. The notion that you can't have a sense of morality without religion. Alcohol. It's at least, if not more, dangerous than any other drugs. It's just as addictive as any other drug, yet the stigma doesn't stick with it. Imagine if I invited my friends out to shoot heroin with me after a long week. Yet it's perfectly normal to drink ourselves into oblivion. Letting dudes rock with no shirts but women can't. That makes zero sense to me. Pervy ass women. Human data trafficking of a large portion of the people on the planet via data collection. It's human data trafficking. Known and unknown companies and individuals buy, sell, and trade people's location information, search information, medical information, entertainment interests, and much more. All for money, manipulation, and control. Taking a picture on Santa's lap. It's normal to give up your personal data for no good reason. If you refuse or voice your concern, people look at you weird, because why do you care if you have nothing to hide? Pedophiles in TV shows. Serious, watch a season of Family Guy, worst offender IMO. Count the amount of times the main characters, not Hubert, refer their own or each other's pedophilic tendencies. Quagmire regularly hits on underage girls, sleeping with at least one that I recall, and Peter has had an art gallery of hundreds of pictures of naked babies in suggestive positions, and once gave Joe's baby a very inappropriate raspberry. It is played for laughs, but I almost feel like they're trying to normalize it, and it makes me sick. Funeral practices. Pump a body full of chemicals or whatever else, or burn the fucker till there's nothing. At least where I am, that's the only options you have at all. Put me in the ground and the bugs and plants and bullshit live off me, circle of life, and return to the earth. Dropping our toddlers off at school or daycare, all day. To teach children that a bearded overweight man cannot be stopped to enter your house while you sleep to give you gifts in exchange for your cookies and milk. Also, you must not look at him. Either sleep or pretend that you are, but don't look. What the heck, people?